Hello and welcome to this mini learning of digitizing events, where we're now pushing digitizing events to be much more of a publishing platform. So that's the experiment. And let me start with the end in mind of what I'm going to show you. In many businesses that I've worked with, smaller, medium, niche publishers, or even businesses that just try to do a lot of stuff with content marketing, there's always been a little bit of friction where if you've written a great piece of content, you want to bring it to life, and you may want to add some interactive elements to it. The go-to has always been video, but that isn't really interactive. You may want people to type something in, like create calculators and so on. And for the types of businesses that I've worked with, that's always been the friction. It's been a friction for the person who's written the article. They say, "Oh, this would be really nice." And then maybe there's too much back and forth with them and the dev team about how to create it. The article never manifests itself with the same vision that the person who's created it. Now, I tried this as part of my learnings last year when I started working with AIs, and the tools weren't really quite there, but they are now. So let me just show you what can be done. I won't go into the preamble of how you set it up, but once it's set up, it's super simple. The idea is this: you've got your CMS, you've got your text, you want to add some widgets, which, like I said, create some life and some interactivity on it. So what I'm going to show you now is part of the widgets that I'm developing for my articles on the megatrends of AI as I've observed them in the last 18 months. Just a little bit of a plug of what's coming, but you literally have to go through a little bit of design thinking with Claude in my case, and it'll create that code for you. And let me show you this. What you see now is a little bit of an animation, and it's all HTML that shows the synchronicity effect of ChatGPT. Now, here's another one where I wanted to create like an inflation calculator, because tech cost inflation, and this is not even a prediction, I'm already seeing this as a reality, it's going to be running at 20 to 30%. So I wanted an interactive calculator where someone reading the article could type in some numbers and see what happens to their baseline costs. And again, a little bit of back and forth, and you've got a calculator. And you can make these changes here, and it just does everything for you. You can even over here type in your own number if you want to. 150. You kind of get the idea. I'll show you a couple of more just as a part of this mini learning. And this is the final one I want to show you. I wanted to create a little bit of a hero stat card for the first megatrend, and I wanted that to have widget type design. So again, you've got that now. What's the upshot of all of this, other than going, hey, this is possible, doesn't it look pretty? My mission is to, yes, do those things, but do them in such a way so that you can see a real business benefit. The business benefit you're driving towards here is that as AI is kind of beating everything at the volume and velocity game in terms of churning out content, I believe the real nugget is around authenticity and engagement and authority. So if you're writing an authoritative piece, to make it feel from a human perspective like there is thought in here, these visual elements can really help with that. And you see that in the big magazines all over the world. But for small independent businesses, this has always been a point of friction. Here's where AI can provide a useful tool. The editor can go, these are my 4 hero elements, put them in a card. And what happens is operationally within your business, there's a flip. The people running your website, the people with the knowledge of what works, what doesn't work, can now provide a markdown document, GPT-ready markdown document that any editor can use and say, okay, if you're going to create these, reference this, and we've put in the technical requirements that work on our CMS. But I genuinely believe after 18 months, once I started going past the, oh my God, this can do everything, to, hey, what can it now enable? Let's think differently. This really is something that can be really, really cool and powerful for any independent business trying to activate content marketing, trying to publish and engage people with real authoritative content. Becomes super valuable. So I thought I'd share this. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following my digitizing events journey, where I am still at this point in time running the experiment of how far can one person push what looks like a media business. But I am starting to realize with the traction I'm getting that it might not just be me, but for now it is. And I thought I'd share this with you for anybody else who's looking at doing this sort of stuff. Thank you for watching.